The principal challenge that Maduro faces is the economic challenge. Venezuela has depended on a single source for government revenues, namely its oil production. 7 years ago, 3.34 million barrels a day were pumping out of the Orinoco and Venezuela's oil resources. That's down to 2.4 million barrels a day, of which 90,000 barrels are committed to the Cubans. Venezuela itself, for its own domestic energy needs 100,000. And payback to the Chinese for their significant loans, totaling in all $42.5 billion, they are paid back in oil. That leaves very little oil which the Venezuelan government can sell on the open market at world prices to be able to pay for the government projects which are in hand, namely low-income housing, college education, medical access, and food, because Venezuelans are short of basic commodities. Eggs, milk, sugar are in short supply on the grocery store shelf. Now that gets very serious, because ordinary citizens begin to ask, where are we going? What lies ahead? Maduro is known, has a reputation for being a highly pragmatic man. He got to where he was because he was the man who carried out Chávez's desires. He knew how to implement. Well, he's got a chance now. So let us say that he decides that in order to manage the Venezuelan economy, he must attract foreign investment, he must rein in the spending that has gone on during the electoral periods of the last 11 months, and that he must ask the Venezuelan people to sacrifice in order to reach a balanced budget. He knows what has to be done. Has he got the capacity of leadership to be able to persuade people to do this? I believe that the US government will come to recognize de facto that the Venezuelans have a new president, namely Nicolas Maduro. I would then hope that relations can improve. Last November, it was Nicolas Maduro who approached the State Department with the prospect of re-establishing diplomatic relations at the ambassadorial level. We have each removed our respective ambassadors from our capitals. But the pragmatist might recognize again that a pragmatic relationship with the United States, for commercial reasons, for investment reasons, is in his interest. And I would hope that if he makes those outreaches to Washington and to the State Department, that we'll respond positively. I think that we ought to address the hemisphere, the neighbors. Okay. Colombia in particular are worried about developments in Venezuela. Colombia, with its lengthy border with Venezuela, with close integrated trade between the two countries, and with rampant smuggling, particularly in oil, from Venezuela into Colombia, need a stable, reliable partner with whom to do business. To the extent that Venezuela is in turmoil, Colombia, and to a degree Brazil, will face the concern of an unreliable member of the South American community. That will impact their investments in Venezuela and their engagement with Venezuela on numerous issues, whether they be security, whether they be trade or energy.